Well, the crypto world is wondering what on earth is going on as we wake up to XRP flipping both Solana and USDT's market cap. Overnight, XRP broke the $2 price point, and that gives us nearly a 400% gain in the last 5 weeks alone. The XRP army is rejoicing with I told you so's as everybody else in crypto admits defeat. In today's video, I'm going to reveal to you my secret XRP strategy that probably most people would disagree with. So that means it's time for me to confess that I do actually own XRP. However, I'm not part of the XRP army, and I will be selling it in this video, and I'm going to explain to you that strategy also. So if you're new here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. I'm Annie, and this is Trade Travel Chill. Be sure to hit that like button and hit subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and let's get into this video. So this is my third crypto cycle now, and one thing I've always preached about is that XRP and Litecoin start alt season. Now, most people would disagree with me. You'll probably think, well, hold on, memes have done a lot more. They've outperformed still, even though XRP is having this pump. And you're right about that, but that's not what I mean. When it comes to meme coins, we would see generally meme coins pump, and then once they started to cool off, the rotation went back into Bitcoin. Bitcoin would have its move, it would cool off, the rotation went back into meme coins. That's not alt season. Alt season is when something starts and then all the alts take off as a result of it. So that's what I mean when I say XRP and Litecoin generally start alt season. Alt season is basically where anything will make you money, providing you take profits. The meme coin season, however, didn't rotate into other areas. So when I say XRP and Litecoin start alt season, let me show you what I mean. Over here, you'll see that this represents the path to alt season. You can see that phase 1 starts with Bitcoin, and then we move through to phase 2, which is Ethereum, and then the next phase is actually the large caps. So the phase that I think that is potentially happening now is the overlap phase between phase 2, Ethereum, and phase 3, large caps, because Ethereum still has its way to go, and we're starting to see some of the old coins people have named dino coins. They're starting to take off, and they're all large caps. This is where money starts flowing into large caps, and we see that kind of overbuying that we're seeing now. Let's take a look at this on the XRP BTC chart. So over here you can see this is the weekly chart for XRP versus Bitcoin, and we can see that we've been in this range for a really long time, and we're starting to get this very strong move out now. This is the first time that XRP BTC has broken the 200 EMA on the weekly time frame. Prior to that, we had many attempts at it. However, the price kept rejecting each time. As it did that, it was also finding its support down around about here. This is your signal after a bear market that the altcoin that you're looking at is starting to bottom out and find its support for the new cycle. And this is a good time to get involved. You'll often find also during this phase is where a lot of people give up on the altcoin and say it's had its day and it's never coming back, and making jokes about it. Back in August of this year, I posted this chart in our Discord where I said everybody hates XRP, but it really is the easiest trade in the world, and even the worst trader could trade this. And this was the range where I marked out trades that could have been taken simply between the 40 cent to the 70 cent range, where every time we came down to 40 cents, you could open a long position and ride that up to around the 70 cent if it didn't break. The same goes the opposite way. You could open a short position once it rejected the 70 cent region and short it back down to the 40 cent range. Now, if you had taken just these 4 trades in that period alone, each one of them was a 60 to 65% move each time. That's pretty decent money to make. But the most important thing about this chart is that had you have taken the long position from the bottom of the range, eventually you know it's going to break out. So you don't take your automatic profit at 70 cents, you reassess what's happening. And if you're getting wicks like this and like this, that's when you decide to take profit. But you know eventually in the right part of the cycle, it's going to break through. And what that means is that you're already part of the trade and you don't have a reason to exit. And because you've been trading this range, you are now part of the exponential rise. Now, I'm going to explain to you why this happens. But before I do, I need a really big favor from you guys. If you get value from this content, I need you to do one very small thing for me, and that is leave a comment down below. Lately, my channel has been getting flooded with bot comments comments. And when that happens, it signals to YouTube that that creator might actually be paying for comments, which of course is not something I would do. But if YouTube believes that the creator might be paying for comments, they suppress the views of the videos. And lately my videos have been getting very little views. So if you could please do me a favor, I need you to join me in this fight to overpower the bot comments with real comments from you guys to show YouTube that this is a valuable channel so that YouTube starts showing it to more people again. Just a simple one-line comment would really help me out and I greatly appreciate it. So now let me explain to you why this happens. Why does things like XRP and LTC and things like that that nobody's talking about, why do they take off? It's actually really quite simple. When alt season is beginning, this is where we start to see new people coming into crypto. A lot of them are hearing about altcoins on social media and they're thinking they want to be part of it, but they don't know what to buy. So what they tend to do is go to a website, something like CoinMarketCap. They look at the top 10 or the top 20. They don't understand anything about market cap, circulation, prices. They don't understand all of these things that we understand as traders. All they're looking for is something in the top 10 or the top 20 that is a cheap price. Now, generally in past cycles, XRP and Litecoin have been those two choices. And so therefore it was a no-brainer that people would buy XRP and Litecoin first. So when we take a look at CoinMarketCap, what you'll see here is all of the coins listed and they're listed in order of their market cap. So Bitcoin is obviously at the top. And then you can see as we make our way down, you'll see that XRP is number 3 currently. And what new people will do is they will simply just look at the price here and decide what to buy based off that. Whatever is cheap is attractive. So XRP was cheap until now. Dogecoin was very cheap. Cardano was cheap. Tron, Shiba Inu, XLM, DOT. And you'll probably notice that if we go and have a look at the charts of some of these coins, a lot of them probably have also taken off. Cardano, for example, is up 387% since its cycle low. Doge is up 610% since its cycle low. And we can make our way through and we can see AVAX 457%, Tron 341%, XLM 550%. DOT is reaching its resistance now, but there actually might still be a good chance on DOT. It's up 155%, but if it comes back to do an EMA retest and change the structure within this support and resistance, there actually still might be time to get in on DOT. Even HBAR has done 512%. This isn't because people necessarily believe in any of these things. It's simply because new people coming into crypto for the first time are looking for the cheapest things at the top of the list. Now, Litecoin currently is only up 191%. I'm not so sure that it will have the same results this cycle that it had last cycle. And that's because it's now in the top 20. It's actually at number 20 today. So it may be too far down the list. I have taken a chance on it and I'm going to explain to you these two average entries, which is part of my multi-cycle plan. So make sure you stay with me to the end for that. Even Solana, when this cycle started, Solana was really quite cheap. It was down at $15. Look at it now. It's done 1,500%. Another coin that is part of my multi-cycle plan that I'll be explaining to you in this video. But before I do that, let me just quickly introduce you to our new channel partner, ZoomX. ZoomX, you can trade spot as well as derivatives. They also have earn features. And using the link below, you can register and deposit to receive up to 45,125 USDT in new user rewards for completing different tasks. Your assets are protected with ZoomX through multi-sig wallets. They have 24/7 customer support. They have real-time market data and provide high liquidity and reliable pricing. And even in highly volatile markets, you can trade cryptocurrencies at the best prices. Using the link down below, you will get a 20% trading fee discount. So be sure to grab that link to make the most out of your trades. And once you've created your account, there are also instructions in the description of this video that show you how to get access to our free Discord. So now that it makes sense to you why these altcoins in particular are having a really big run and it looks like we're only just getting started, you might be wondering why I'm selling. I have a very specific strategy for these type of coins in particular, and I call it my moon bag strategy. The moon bag strategy essentially involves me always being a bag holder of these types of coins. And that is where most would disagree, because most people will tell you don't hold altcoins through a bear market. And for the most part, I do agree with that. But with this particular category, I do hold on to a percentage, which I call the moon bag, and I hold that right through the bear market. And I'm going to explain the strategy to you and exactly why I do it. Now, just note that this strategy really only does apply to the coins that I believe retail will come in to buy first in the next cycle. And that is usually the cheap coins in the top 10. So here's how the strategy works. Let's just say you're going into your first cycle and you have a portfolio. And in that portfolio of altcoins, you decide that you're going to allocate $1,000, for example, and you're going to buy 10 altcoins. Whatever they are, it doesn't matter. But you choose your 10 altcoins, and just for the sake of making the math easy, let's just say you split your $1,000 up evenly. So you're putting 10% into each of the 10 coins, meaning you have a $100 allocation to each coin in your portfolio. Now, using XRP as one of the examples of that portfolio, in the last cycle, the support for XRP was somewhere around the 20-cent region. So let's just say you bought $100 worth of XRP at 20 cents. That means that you would have had 500 XRP. Now, for the sake of simple math, let's just pretend that XRP did 500% that cycle. It didn't. It did a lot more, and I'll show you on the charts in a moment. But let's just pretend it did 500%. That means you've turned your $100 into $500. So the moon bag strategy is where you decide of the altcoins that you purchased in a bear market, do you ever think it's going to come down to the entry you got it? Now, this does really depend on you being able to buy cycle bottoms, which is a whole other skill in itself. So we're just imagining that you did buy the cycle bottom in this case. So you bought it at 20 cents. It's gone up 500%. You're taking your profit at this point. You're deciding to take your profit. And then you ask yourself, do I think it's ever going to return to 20 cents? If the answer for you is no, then you wouldn't take 100% profit. You keep a little bit in as a moon bag. Now, the idea behind that is you're never going to know when the top is in. So by not selling 100% in this case, you have something left in the market in case where you decide to take most of your profit, the price of that altcoin just keeps going and you can make more gains from it. So let's just say you're happy at 500% gain, you're happy to sell. So instead of selling 100% there, you would only sell 90%. So in this case, you're selling 450 XRP and you are left with 50 XRP. Now, we get the blow off top, the cycle ends, and we start heading down into a bear market. You're not going to care about that 50 XRP because you cashed out $450 from your $100 initial investment. So therefore, you don't really have to worry too much about the bleed because the amount of money that you've left in this coin is really insignificant to you, and you're keeping that same objective in mind that you believe it's never going to return to 20 cents even if it comes close. So now you have your realized profit of $450 and you've sold 450 XRP and you have 50 XRP that you're just not going to think about for the next 2 to 3 years. Now cycle 2 starts to come around, and what we're looking at now is the bottoming out against Bitcoin. I showed you that on the XRP chart. We're bleeding for the whole bear market against Bitcoin and it starts to look like we're bottoming out. When you see that on the XRP BTC chart, that's when you go to the XRP USDT chart and see if you're also seeing that bottoming out and start to see if you can see a clear support. Previously, I showed you that the clear support was around 40 cents for XRP. Now see how that proves the point that XRP was never going to return to your initial 20 cents. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, yeah, but you gave back all that money. Just stay with me because this is going to make sense as I go through it. So now we're in a new cycle, say this current cycle, and you believe that XRP has bottomed out at around the 40 cent level. You still have your 50 XRP that you bought at 20 cents. And now you're going to add to that in the new cycle at what you believe to be the cycle low. Now this time you have a lot more money because you cashed out $450 from the last cycle. Hopefully you didn't go and spend it on anything stupid, but that's only one coin out of your 10 coins in your portfolio. So you would have made gains in all of these other things. And instead of in the new cycle deciding that your portfolio is only going to be $1,000, you might decide to allocate a little bit more this time. So in this example, we're going to assume that you are allocating $180 to this coin, which will be your new 10% for your new portfolio, and that's going to get you 450 XRP. So now you're back to having the 500 XRP that you had in the prior cycle, but you've also got those gains that you pulled out. Now here's where the moonbag strategy comes in. The reason that we didn't sell that 10% in the last cycle is because you will never know if you have actually picked the cycle bottom in a new cycle. You will buy and you will still have in your head the idea that it could still go down another 50%. And that causes a lot of fear and concern, and that can really throw you off at times. So by keeping the moonbag at the super low entry, when you decide that you're going to take a chance and buy what you believe is the support of the new cycle, you now get a new average entry because you're adding your old XRP to your new XRP, and then that gives you an average price which is likely to be lower than the support of the current cycle. So in this example, your average entry is 38 cents, and we know the cycle low was 40 cents. So this actually means you've got some room to move. If you don't pick the cycle low correctly, you may have enough time to get out in time, wait for the new cycle low to actually be in, and then repeat this process again. So let me show you how I did this with XRP. So in the last cycle over here, I was buying between 11 cents to 20 cents. And so my average entry was somewhere around 15 cents for XRP. Now, XRP actually went up to 1,000% as the weekly close candle is what I'm measuring. And along the way up here is where I started to sell out. I didn't get the top. I'm never aiming to get the top, but along the way is where we start to sell. Now, I kept my moonbag and rode that all the way down. And it turns out that was the right decision because it did not return back to my 15-cent entry. So that meant when I started to see the bottoming out in this cycle right here, I could start buying again. So in this whole range here, I was buying XRP again at different times, and my new average entry for this part of the cycle was around 41 cents. So when I combine the 41 cents and the 15 cents, my average entry on XRP now is about 28 cents. That means that my average entry is below the cycle low, and I didn't have to worry about trying to get this breakout because I was already in. Now, what you can see here is when they take off, they really take off and they rarely come back for a retest. So the reason that I have this moonbag strategy for these coins in particular is because I know this behavior and I know that I rarely get a second chance. So I would rather keep just a small portion that I'm not going to care about. It's not going to affect me in a bear market when I see all this value just get continuously reduced. I don't care because I know that I cashed out most of it throughout the bull market. So it doesn't affect me psychologically, but when it comes to investing in a new cycle, it gives me a bit of peace of mind knowing that when I combine the two entries, I pretty much have picked the new cycle low and I don't have to worry about the breakout. I don't have to worry about missing a retest because I'm already in. So now we can see that XRP has done about 390% in the last 5 weeks. However, from my average entry, I'm now up 765%. The same process was done with Solana. So we can see on Sol BTC, there was a support here before the bull market, a retracement that didn't come all the way back, a support here for a long period of time. And when you then go and have a look at Sol USDT, my initial entry on Solana in last cycle was $8.50. And I rode that up for quite a long period of time. I actually can't really remember where I sold off most of my Solana. But again, I kept a moonbag. And in this case, it actually did come back to almost 100% retracement, but it wasn't there for long. So I started buying again, and throughout this consolidation was doing more buying. And my new average entry is actually $15.66. So when I have a look at Solana now, it's now done 1,500%. Again, sure, I do think there's a lot more to go in Solana. It's potentially more to go in XRP, but at all-time high kind of regions is really not a bad place to take some profit. For example, if we have a look at XRP now, XRP's all-time high was here at $3.30 in May 2018. So from where the XRP price is right now to about $3.30 is only about another 37% gain to go. So it makes sense. Along the way, we want to start taking partial partial profits, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm not selling my entire XRP bag. However, this has to top out at some point soon, and somewhere between now and the all-time high is a good place to start staggering out and taking some profit. So here's my strategy to start taking profit on XRP. Like I said, I'm not selling all of it, but I am going to start having a look down on smaller timeframes for weakness. If I can start to identify that weakness, probably the 4-hour would be the lowest point I would go. And even on the 4-hour time frame, I can see here very clearly 3 level rises. So this tells me that this area is a good area to take some profit, lock in those gains. You know, it has been 4 years for me, you know, and you can never be unhappy taking profit, even if it keeps turning into more. So I'm not selling all my XRP, but I am going to cash out about 30% here. It is an exponential gain, and I haven't actually cashed out anything so far. That is not because that was a strategy. That is more so because I wasn't actually watching the chart. So when I look at it today and I look at the 4-hour time frame and I'm seeing those rises, it makes sense to me to take some profit on XRP. Now, do I plan on selling out of XRP completely this cycle? Again, no. I will probably keep a moon bag again of XRP unless something really dramatic happens to XRP and it's over, like a lunar type of situation, which I highly doubt, but you never know. Unless something like that were to happen, I would keep a moon bag of XRP again for the next cycle. Litecoin might be something that I don't do this strategy again with. It depends on whether or not that breakout continues and it repeats the same patterns of the last cycle. Solana is probably something I would keep a moon bag of. And actually for a long time, Cardano, DOT, and Dogecoin were also coins that I kept moon bags of. But for some reason, unfortunately, at some point in this cycle, I sold them. I don't even remember doing it, but I must have, and that means that they are not part of my portfolio currently. So this strategy is definitely a long-term game, and it's not about maximizing the money that you can make, because obviously if you sell out everything and then you buy back in, you'll be able to buy back in with larger money and all that yada yada sort of stuff. And I understand those strategies and I do agree with them for basically everything else. But hopefully I explained to you why these particular coins I have a different strategy for. And it's more about peace of mind and trying to actually get the cycle bottoms so that I can maximize the gains in each cycle. If you're wanting to learn more about our trading and investing methods, consider getting a TTC membership. The link is in the description of this video and you can read about the inclusions there.